and the NCATA Division III Tournament Final is officially underway. Today is the final day of competition that has featured 8 teams for a single elimination tournament that concludes today. The individual event finals are scheduled tonight at 6 p.m. An NCATA meet is a team competition consisting of 6 events. The first event is the compulsory event, followed by 3 heats within the acro event, the pyramid event, and then halftime. After halftime, there will be the toss event, tumbling event, and the team event. A running score is kept throughout the meet, and the team with the most cumulative points at the end of all 6 events is the winner of the meet. The compulsory event consists of 4 heats: acro, pyramid, toss, and tumbling. The skills for the compulsory event represent the basic skills of the sport of acrobatics and tumbling. In this event, each team will execute the same skills for direct comparison. Each heat begins with a starting value of 10 or 8.0. The officials will be looking for strong body positions, 3-second holds, stability of structures, continuity of skills, strong catches, and solid landings. First up, we're going to see Texas Lutheran University in the compulsory acro event, starting at a 10.0.
And a great first heat for TLU. Overall, a little bit of bobbles on the inversion and on our full down, but overall looked pretty good.
Texas Lutheran is led by head coach Cam Bryant in her 3rd year as the head coach for the program, and is assisted by Sophia Rani, the 3rd year as her assistant coach. They happen to be former teammates on the Baylor University Acrobatics and Tumbling team. This is the program's 3rd year competing. Up next in the compulsory acro, we are going to see University of Mary Hardin-Baylor starting at a 10.0.
And a nice compulsory acro for UMHB. Great height on those pop-ups, a little bit of a bobble on that switch up, but overall a great compulsory acro.
UMHB is led by head coach Rafaela Scotto and assisted by Riley Chimwala. Another Baylor acrobatics and tumbling duo coaching in the NCATA. Not only is this program first in the Division III tournament, but they are 7th overall right now in the 3rd seeded rankings for the NCATA. Very impressive for a 3rd-year program, or Division III program. Up first in compulsory pyramid, we'll see TLU out on the mat.
And a nice start to compulsory pyramid. Overall, great moves. All I saw was a little bit of timing on the pop-off, but a great start.
Up next in the compulsory pyramid, we'll see University of Mary Hardin-Baylor.
And a nice compulsory pyramid for University of Mary Hardin-Baylor. Great timing all the way through. Slight deviation on the catch on that one, but overall looking good.
Yeah, I didn't notice any movement on those straddle holds. Very nice job. Up next, we're going to have the compulsory toss round. And starting off, we're going to have Texas Lutheran University. In the this round, we'll see tops Grayson Bunch and Claire Couples.
And a great start to compulsory toss. Great height on those tosses and good timing as well.
Something to note of, both teams are starting from perfect 10-0 start values in all the compulsory rounds, so each program will have a 40 overall start value. Up next in the compulsory toss round, we'll see UMHB featuring tops Valeria Guevara and Morgan Webb.
And a beautiful toss round for University of Mary Hardin-Baylor. Great height and nice strong catches at the end.
Very nice height on those tosses. The last heat to conclude the compulsory round will be compulsory tumbling. For Texas Lutheran, we will be seeing 5 athletes on the mat. Traditionally, there are 8.
And a great start to our compulsory tumbling event. Like Court said, in compulsory tumbling, we usually have a total of 8 athletes out on the mat, so there will be a small deduction for only having 5. But great timing, great sticks overall.
To conclude the compulsory round, we will be seeing UMHB for the compulsory tumbling. And they will have all 8 people out on the mat, so they will have that perfect start value without any deduction on that.
And a great ending to our compulsory events. Overall, looking good. Biggest thing to pay attention to during that compulsory tumbling round are the little bobbles and little steps that we take when we do those standing skills.
It's nice to see them add a little bit of flair in the middle there and at the end. It's been very popular amongst teams over the past couple of years. Before we check in with the scores for you, we will introduce the next event, which is the acro event. This begins the optional portion of the meet where teams will compete with previously chosen with different possible start values. Heat 1 has 5 elements, Heat 2 has 6 elements, and is also synchronized, and the final one, Heat 3, has 7 elements. The start value is determined by the difficulty and combination of each skill. Each position must be held for 3 seconds, and the officials will be looking for body position at the top, stability from the base, and continuity of skills. Something else to keep in mind is that each round only has 45-second time cap, so even though an additional element is added to each one, you still got to stay under that 45 seconds mark.
And the scores are out for the compulsory round. Starting with compulsory acro, Texas Lutheran University, 8.825. And University of Mary Hardin-Baylor, 9.45. In the compulsory pyramid event, Texas Lutheran University, 9.6. And University of Mary Hardin-Baylor, 9.65. In the compulsory tumbling round, TLU with a 9.525. And the University of Mary Hardin-Baylor with a 9.75. In the compulsory tumbling round, TLU with a 5.325, and the University of Mary Hardin-Baylor with an 8.425. Our totals for the compulsory tumbling for the compulsory rounds are TLU with a 33.275, and University of Mary Hardin-Baylor with a 37.275.
First up for the 5-element acro, we'll see Texas Lutheran University competing with the 9.95 start value. Featuring athletes number 20, Grayson Bunch, number 3, Phoenix Cosley, number 6, Lexi Sierra, and the counter, Cassie Galvin, number 19.
And a great start to our acro round with the 5-element, with the pop-up, a slight bobble, but a beautiful 3 hold on the handstand in through that pike press down with a beautiful 3-second hold.
Up next in the 5-element round, we will be seeing University of Mary Hardin-Baylor with a start value of a 10.0. In this heat, we'll see athletes number 19, Sarah Williamson, number 17, Emily Kithel, number 38, Morgan Webb. 2 seniors and a sophomore.
And a beautiful 5-element for University of Mary Hardin-Baylor. Beautiful height on that pop-up, small step on the pop around, and a gorgeous push extension into a solid inversion.
It's very nice control on those acros. It's not very common where you see them get that nice height amongst the base before they grab the feet. Up next will be the 6-element acro event, where you'll see 2 sets of acros going synchronized at the same time. For Texas Lutheran, they will be starting at an 8.3.
And a beautiful start to our 6-element acro. Biggest thing that we're looking for in the 6-element is we're looking at the synchronization between those 2 teams that are out on the mat. Beautiful synchronization between TLU, and a great job there in that push extension over to reversion. Very limited bobbles I saw.
Up next in the 6-element acro event, we will see UMHB starting with a 10.0.
And a beautiful 6-element for University of Mary Hardin-Baylor. I saw great control of those movements with beautiful height. They did a great job maintaining that.
Very nice control on each element by the Crusaders. We saw the walk-in, pop half, and then the second pop half was assisted. That's where we bring in those other athletes. To conclude the acro round, we will be seeing a 7 element from Texas Lutheran starting at a 9.85.
And with that, we started our 7 element acro. That was a beautiful fall off and great base stability throughout.
Lots of strong bases featured in this final today. A lot of one-man work, as we call it, where you'll see the base and the top only. Up next to conclude the acro round, we'll see UMHB in the 7 element with a start value of a 10.
And a great end to our acro round. Like Court was saying, a lot of that one-man work with these really great bases, that walk into extension was beautiful with very limited movement. Great height on that pop-up as well, with beautiful body positions from our top in that element.
Yes, everything you want to see was executed in these rounds. I barely saw any bobbles of any of the athletes, strong control and tight landings. Now it is time to introduce you the next event, which is the pyramid event. The pyramid event will be our final event before we go into halftime. In the pyramid event, athletes will build 3 layers in the structure. The start value of each heat is determined by the difficulty and combination of the entry, structure, and dismount. The pyramid has 3 different heats with different requirements for each one. Heat 1, we have the inversion pyramid. Heat 2 must be synchronized, and Heat 3 is the open heat. Key things the officials will be looking for is hold by the top for 3 seconds following the entry, stability of the structure on all athletes' parts, and a smooth dismount that ends with either a catch or a landing.
And the scores for the acro round are in. With the 5-element Heat 1, Texas Lutheran University with a 9.45 and University of Mary Hardin-Baylor with a 9.6. Heat 2, the 6-element Heat, Texas Lutheran University with a 7.875 and University of Mary Hardin-Baylor with a 9.45. In the final heat, Heat 3, the 7-element, Texas Lutheran University with a 9.4 and University of Mary Hardin-Baylor with a 9.775. Total scores for the acro heat, Texas Lutheran University with a 26.725 and University of Mary Hardin-Baylor with a 28.825. Our running total so far is Texas Lutheran with a 60.00 and University of Mary Hardin-Baylor with a 66.100.
For the first round of the pyramid event, we'll have the inversion pyramid. Up first will be Texas Lutheran University with the start value of 10.0.
And a great start to our pyramid round with that inversion heat. As you saw, they were set up on a bridge, which is a little more difficult than being on thigh stands. A beautiful 3-second hold. I actually think they counted all the way up to 6 there with a nice strong catch, slight bobble, but overall a great start to the heat.
Yeah, they're very excited about that one. Great way to start this part of the meet. Up next in the inversion pyramid, we'll see University of Mary Hardin-Baylor, also with a start value of a 10.0.
And a beautiful inverted pyramid for University of Mary Hardin-Baylor as well. Great stability of those bases and a strong catch on the end there.
The next round coming up will be the duo pyramid event. We will see two groups of athletes featured on the mat like you saw back in the 6-element acro. Up first will be Texas Lutheran University with a start value of a 9.9.
And a great duo pyramid. As you can see, they were both staying with the same body positions for those primaries. We stuck with the bridge position there. You may have noticed a little bit different of a toss up there. They came from the side instead of doing the full 180 around. Beautiful body positions, slight difference in timing, but a solid catch right at the end. Good execution.
Yes, very nice job from them. Up next in the duo pyramid, we'll have UMHB. They will be starting from a 10.0 start value.
And a great end to duo pyramid. overall very strong, sticking with that bridge pyramid. You did notice that they had a little bit more difficulty with that toss into the pyramid. Great height on those straddle holds and beautiful stability from both the top and the primary.
To close out the pyramid event, we'll have the open pyramid where each team will get to choose a pyramid of their choosing with no quite requirement like the handstand hold or the synchronized. They just have to be different than the ones that competed before. In the open pyramid from Texas Lutheran, they'll have a 10.0 start value. This will feature athletes Emma Levy, Bree Brown, Nia Madison, Lexi Sierra, Peyton Campos, Nadia Roberts, and Mariah Ortiz. Encounter Cassie Galvin.
And a great start to that open pyramid. So something you may have noticed is a little bit different here is in the last round they came into a straddle hold for the tops, and this time they pulled through into a pike. Beautiful pike position and nice 3-second hold with a nice stable with the primary and on that catch.
And to finish out the pyramid event, we'll have UMHB in the open pyramid with a start value of 10.0. In this heat, we'll see athletes Katie Brechler, Sarah Williamson, Emily Kithel, Morgan Webb, and Natalie Pasednik. Then counting will be senior Kristen Johnson.
And a beautiful end to that pyramid heat. That was a gorgeous open pyramid. Beautiful stability, great pike hold, and a beautiful landing.
And that concludes our pyramid event. We will now take a break for halftime. Join us back on the broadcast in 10 minutes for a recap of the meet so far and update on scores before we head into the toss event. Hello everyone and welcome back to the Buffalo State Sports Arena. Before we give you an update on the scores, we'll recap the first half of the meet. UMHB was in the lead going to the halftime, and now we have the pyramid scores.
And with the pyramid scores, Heat 1, the inversion pyramid, we had TLU with a 9.875 and University of Mary Hardin-Baylor with a 9.15. Heat 2, the duo pyramid, TLU with a 9.35 and a University of Mary Hardin-Baylor with a 9.7. Heat 3, the open pyramid, we have a 9.65 for TLU, and University of Mary Hardin-Baylor had a 9.75. The total scores for the pyramid event, TLU with a 28.875, and University of Mary Hardin-Baylor with a 28.6. That brings our running score and running total to 88.875 for TLU and 94.7 for University of Mary Hardin-Baylor.
Now it's time to start the second half of today's meet. We will begin with the toss event. In this event, you will see 4 athletes toss a teammate into the air. This teammate is tossed in the air, known as the top. She will execute a flip and/or twist before being caught by the fellow athletes. There are 3 heats in this event: the salto heat, the synchronized heat, and the open heat. Officials will be looking for extension by the top, the height of the top when executing the skill, the top's body position, and the tight catches by the bases. First up for the salto heat is Texas Lutheran University with a start value of a 9.4.
And a nice start for the toss round with a full toss there. In this round, we're really looking at the height of the toss, making sure that we have synchronization moving into the duo toss. We are looking at the height of the top and the catch, the overall stability of the structure.
Yes, in that heat we saw senior Grayson Bunch as the top. She was the 2024 NCATA Division III All-Tournament second team and 2-time NCATA Division III tournament qualifier. She definitely has carried a lot of heats for the Bulldogs today. Up next in the salto toss, we'll have University of Mary Hardin-Baylor. They will be going out with the 9.4 start value as well.
And a beautiful full toss in that open pyramid, open toss round for University of Mary Hardin-Baylor. Great height and a beautiful pull through on the top. You noticed it probably set a little bit backwards onto that back spot, but overall looked great.
The top in that heat was Sarah Williamson, a senior for the Crusaders. In 2024, she was on the NCATA Academic Honor Roll and was the Division III Specialist of the Year. Up next in the synchronized heat, we will have the Bulldogs with an 8.80 start value. In this heat, we'll see tops Grayson Bunch and Claire Couples.
And a great start for our duo toss. So in this one, we're really looking at that synchronization. Slight little synchronization differences on that, but overall good height and nice strong catches.
Yes, very good job by the Bulldogs in that round. Up next in the duo toss, we'll be seeing UMHB with a start value of 9.4. We'll see tops junior Jenna Hall and senior Sarah Williamson again.
And beautiful full tosses from the Crusaders. Great timing there and beautiful body positions from both those tops.
To wrap up the toss rounds, we will have Texas Lutheran closing it out with an 8.8 start value. In this heat, we'll see top Claire couples again, along with Nadia Roberts, Jenna Crafts, Peyton Campos, Mariah Ortiz, and counter Maddie Mearshite.
And a great end to the toss round for the Bulldogs. Out with a nice tuck toss, very solid, strong catches, slight pull through on the top to make it a great end of the round.
That's a very nice tuck toss for the Bulldogs there. To close out the toss rounds, we'll have University of Mary Hardin-Baylor with a 9.9 start value. In this heat, we'll see athletes Jenna Hall, Morgan Webb, Madison Malaysic, Katie Brechler, Emily Kithel, and counter Maya Minka. Wow, great job by the Crusaders there.
A great double toss, first of the meet.
Can't help but appreciate the height of those tosses by them. Very nice job. And that wraps up our toss rounds. Before we announce the scores, let's explain the next event, the tumbling event. This event has 6 heats total. The first 3 are synchronized group passes, a duo, trio, and quad tumbling pass. The last 3 are individual tumbling passes. The star value of each heat is determined by the difficulty and combination of skills in each pass. Officials will be looking for synchronization in the first 3 heats, as well as the continuity of skills and acceleration of the pass, proper body positions during skills, and the body position and control of the landing. The sport of acrobatics and tumbling creates new opportunities for young women to compete as a varsity student athlete. Acrobatics and tumbling athletes are primarily recruited from various disciplines of gymnastics and cheerleading. Each program creates as many as 45 unique opportunities for young women to pair their academic and athletic interests. In this season alone, we'll be seeing over 1,100 women competing in the sport across rosters across the country. If you're ever interested in more information about the National Collegiate Acrobatics and Tumbling Association, head to the ncata.org for more info.
And the toss scores are in. Starting with Heat 1, TLU with a score of 8.95, and University of Mary Hardin-Baylor with an 8.875. Heat 2, TLU with an 8.025, and University of Mary Hardin-Baylor with an 8.975. To wrap up the toss heat in Heat 3, we have TLU with an 8.35 and University of Mary Hardin-Baylor with a 9.35. Bringing our total of the toss round to TLU with a 25.325 and University of Mary Hardin-Baylor with a 27.200. Our running meet totals are with TLU with a 114.200 and University of Mary Hardin-Baylor with a 121.900.
Up first for the tumbling round will be the duo round. Up first we'll have Texas Lutheran with a start volume of 9.55. In this round we'll see athletes number 20, Grayson Bunch, and number 3, Phoenix Cosley.
And what a way to start that tumbling round. A beautiful duo pass for the Bulldogs. Great height on all of those skills and an amazing acceleration.
Great Arabian pass by the Bulldogs. Up next in the duo pass, also with a start value of a 9.55, will be the Crusaders. We'll see athletes number 9, Jenna Hall, And number 37, Jackie McGuire.
And a great start to the tumbling heat for University of Mary Hardin-Baylor. Slight timing difficulties on that pass, but overall a beautiful execution.
Next round we'll see is the trio pass, where we'll see 3 athletes execute skills across the mat. Up first will be TLU with a start value of 8.0 with athletes Phoenix Cosley, Nadia Roberts, and Jenna Crafts. 2 sophomores and a junior.
A nice trio pass for the Bulldogs. Are looking for and that the judges are looking for during this is they're paying attention to knees bent, some leg separation, and having nice controlled landings. But overall, a nice trio pass.
Yes, just a slight timing on that back athlete, but overall great job by the Bulldogs. In the trio pass for the Crusaders, we'll see athletes Maya Menka, Riley Gray, and Lucia Duran, starting at a start value of 8.75.
And a nice trio pass for University of Mary Hardin-Baylor. You can see that they're really having fun at this tumbling event. Beautiful pass, nice timing, and nice clear step at the end.
Yes, I'm loving the celebrations by them at the end of each pass. It's always nice to incorporate fun while you're competing in this high pressure stakes. In the last synchronized pass we'll see is the quad pass. We'll see 4 athletes tumbling together across the mat. For Texas Lutheran, we will have a 7.25 start value from athletes Claire Couples, Nadia Roberts, Jenna Krafts, and Emma Levy. 3 sophomores and a junior.
And a nice end to the synchronized tumbling for the Bulldogs. Overall, a great pass, slight movement at the end, but great execution for them.
That's a nice clean layout from them today. All right, and from the other side of the mat for the quad pass, we'll have an 8.0 start value. We'll see athletes Alexis Kokel, Abby Coyle, Casey Hedrick, and Chloe Drew. 2 sophomores, a junior, and a senior.
And a beautiful full tumbling pass to end up that synchronized tumbling heat. Very nice from the Crusaders.
The last 3 heats of the tumbling event will be the solo passes. 3 separate athletes will be executing skills through the requirements. In the aerial pass, we'll see Grayson Bunch from Texas Lutheran with a start value of 9.55.
A beautiful pass for number 20 on the Bulldogs. As you can see, they're very excited about it. Love the celebration. Beautiful height on that Arabian, and continuation of the skill with acceleration looked gorgeous.
Yes, love seeing those Arabian passes. Something to note of when you're watching acrobatics and tumbling meets is that the floor that the girls are competing on is not spring floor. Commonly in competitive gymnastics and cheerleading, all these athletes are coming from a background where the floor does have springs in it, so they have to generate all their power and amplitude from their bodies themselves. When they come into the sport, they have to learn brand new techniques. Not an easy task. Up first in the solo passes for the Crusaders, we'll see Riley Gray, a freshman, for the aerial pass, starting at a 9.55.
And a great pass for University of Mary Hardin-Baylor. First punch front we've seen of the meet. Like Court was saying, they got to generate all that power on their own. So seeing her do that and continuing up with that acceleration of the skill, very impressive.
Yeah, those punch fronts are not easy to generate that power out of. Throughout the passes, the judges are looking for the power to pick up and that last skill be higher than all the ones prior. Next tumbling round we'll see is the 6 element. Starting from an 8.0 for the Bulldogs, so it'll be Jenna Graffs. Graffs is a sophomore basin tumbler from Texas as well.
And a great 6 element pass for the Bulldogs. Great acceleration of that skill. It was very clean. One thing you'll notice with our individual passes is you can either travel from the side of the mat or you can come from the back corner. You usually notice when we have those longer passes, our athletes are coming from the corner of the mat to give them more space to complete their skills.
Up next in the 6 element, we'll have the Crusaders with Jenna Hall, a junior. She is definitely one of their top athletes. She has been in many, many rounds of play. In 2024, she was named an NCATA All-American and on the academic honor roll. I was telling Katie at the break that this was an athlete last year at the national championship that was very great to watch. Very high energy and very great athlete overall.
Very clean pass for Jenna Hall on the Crusaders. She's very excited for that one, as she should be.
And to wrap up the tumbling event, we have the open pass. For the Bulldogs, we'll see number 3, Phoenix Cosley, a junior from Round Rock, Texas.
A beautiful end to the tumbling heat for the Bulldogs. Like we were saying earlier, Court, we were talking about how there's not really many springs in the floor. Another punch front there with great acceleration with a beautiful 1.5 right at the end. Very impressive.
On these tumbling rounds, you'll notice some athletes take a step forward. That is allowed if you are landing in a front-facing element. If you're landing in a back-facing element, you're allowed 1 controlled step back. Any more than that is a deduction. And to close out the tumbling event, we will have an open pass from the Crusaders. In this pass, they will have a 9.55 start value featuring Jackie McGuire, a junior.
A beautiful Arabian through to a full 1.5 to end up our tumbling rounds. Lots of celebrations here during the tumbling rounds and a great end of the heat.
And with that being said, we have concluded the tumbling event. Up next will be our final event of the meet, the team event. The team event encompasses everything you just watched in the first 5 events. There are up to 24 athletes on the floor at one time performing skills in acros, tosses, pyramids, and tumbling. This routine is set to a set music decided by the team. Team event has specific skill requirements from each above category, and the start value is based on the difficulty of skills selected to fulfill requirements. Execution deductions are the same in this event as the previous events. Larger deductions are applied if an athlete falls or does not complete a skill. Another thing to put into mind is that you'll notice the teams are all going synchronized. So if an athlete does fall, it also takes the deduction away from the requirements of being all together. This is a very fast-paced event, so keep your eyes peeled on that mat when it time's up.
And the scores are in for the tumbling heat. Starting with our duo pass, TLU with an 8.6 and University of Mary Hardin-Baylor with an 8.15. In our trio heat, TLU with a score of 6.2 and University of Mary Hardin-Baylor with an 8.275. In our quad heat, we have TLU with a 4.25 and University of Mary Hardin-Baylor with a 7.650. Moving into our single tumbling heat, first up with the aerial pass, TLU with a 9.275 and University of Mary Hardin-Baylor with a 9.175. Next up, the six element pass, TLU with a 7.700 and University of Mary Hardin-Baylor with a 9.100. To end out the tumbling heat, our open pass, TLU with a 9.200 and University of Mary Hardin-Baylor with a 9.075. Our total tumbling scores are TLU with a 45.225 and University of Mary Hardin-Baylor with a 51.425. Our running total after tumbling is a 159.425 for TLU and a 173.325 for University of Mary Hardin-Baylor.
Up first for the team event, we will see the Bulldogs. A possible total score on that team event is a 110 start value, and Texas Lutheran will come out with a 90.65.
What a clean team event for TLU. Way to wrap up the meet for them. You saw everything hit there, very clean, nice timing, and you sure noticed the girls were having fun during that one.
Something you'll notice is that they have their full roster out in that team event. They had 18 total athletes out there competing. Can't help but appreciate Coach Bryant's excitement on the sideline, looking her athletes in the eye and telling them that they've got it. That passion from a head coach is so, so important as an athlete. Right, following that great showing from the Bulldogs, up next will be the Crusaders. Starting at a team event start value of 100.72.
And another great team event to end up the meet for today. Nice job, University of Mary Hardin-Baylor. That looked great. Amazing acro elements out there. Very impressive of this team, especially as D3.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I didn't see any falls. There was almost a step off the mat, but that athlete did a great job in that front right corner saving that. Very nice one-man acros up there, like Katie said.
And the team event scores are in. For TLU, they had a 75.200, and University of Mary Hardin-Baylor with an 81.770. And that brings our meet total to 234.625 for TLU and 255.095 for the Crusaders. Congratulations, University of Mary Hardin-Baylor.
again, congratulations to University of Mary Hardin-Baylor, your D3 tournament champions. Be sure to tune in later tonight at 6 p.m. for the individual event championships. We will also name the all-team winners. Thanks for tuning in and see you guys then.